Hi everyone, welcome to this week's question and answer video. I'm David, I'm a life coach, and I'm here to try to help you guys recover from your emotional trauma. So please ask questions. Learning about what happened to you is to understand it, and it feels a whole lot better. And we learn from it so we don't do this again. So I have something I recommend. I like to recommend something every week to you guys. And first I want to say, I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend this weekend. In America, we have we just had a big holiday that's pretty important to most of us, and I just want to make sure everyone got through it okay. I know Christmas and New Year's is coming up, Hanukkah and different holidays for different people are coming up, and they can bring back and trigger a lot of old bad memories. And so I hope we just get through it, okay? If we just have a decent experience, everything just goes okay, next year gets easier and better. All right, guys? So I hope everyone celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend had a good time, or just a okay time. All right, so I want to recommend something this week, and I recommend authors and other YouTube channels and things to help you sleep better and stress and help anxiety, stuff like this. This week, I'm going to recommend a stress soft gel supplement I found on Amazon that has almost 6,000 ratings that are almost all 5 stars. So it seems pretty good. I've recommended things with these ingredients before. This one's called Olly, O-L-L-Y, Ultra Strength Goodbye Stress Soft Gels with GABA, ashwagandha, L-theanine, and lemon balm stress relief supplement. This goes for $17.99, and you can save $2. I'll put the link down below in the description. This says that it Olly Ultra Strength Goodbye Stress Ultra Soft Gel are blended with powerful botanicals and nutrients to help you stay calm and centered. The goods inside. Olly Goodbye Stress Soft Gels are expertly blended with GABA, a fast-working active that supports a relaxed state of mind. L-theanine is GABA's partner in Sublime. It goes right to work in your brain to help you keep your cool. And lemon balm is a soothing botanical that has been used for centuries to help quiet the mind. Plus ashwagandha for mood and energy support. It sounds like us. I know that all this stuff does help, and investing in things like this really supports your commitment to getting better and feeling better. And I just strongly recommend things that are natural like this instead of drugs if we can. Drugs and prescriptions are great. I'm glad they're available if we need them. If we don't need them, let's try a supplemental route, okay? And again, the link will be down in the description box. Sorry it's a little early today. I'm making this video super early in the morning. I was extremely busy this weekend. Okay, first question is from Anne. And I don't know where you're from. Oh, one thing I just ask is you tell us where you're from. And you can go down there and just shout out, hey, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, just to say hi. I just really like it. I think it's great to show where we're all from. I think it helps people kind of validate that this isn't just your problem. This isn't just in your country or your city or town. This is everywhere that there are people, okay? Thank you. So Anne, I have successfully been able to steer clear of my family who were totally dysfunctional. It's my mother and siblings along with nieces and nephews. My mother, who I always knew was exceptionally cruel to your brothers and sisters, all developed addictions to cope. She was no longer welcome in mine or my children's lives. Sometimes I try to shorten up the long questions. We are all now in our 40s and 50s. My mother in her 70s. I was shocked, but like I've said, it's been a year and a half that I hope are leaving me alone. The problem I have is emotionally swing from great anger, total sadness, and they are who they are. No kindness, happiness, and they seem to be okay with that. They are still my family, and I feel overwhelmingly sorry for them. How do I get past this? Thanks, David, for your videos. Help me so much. Thank you, Anne. Well, this is stress. It's about stress. It's about relationships. And we have to decide, can we have relationships with our family? Because we aren't born into this agreement where we have to keep our family in our lives. Relationships are meant to add comfort and to serve us, really, to help us feel better. And it's the most important thing in our lives, but it also can be the biggest source of stress. So time to evaluate each and every relationship you have and ask yourself things like, what do you want from this person in a relationship with them? And then ask yourself, what are they capable of giving you? Are they capable of what you want? Because if not, we have to start grieving that loss. Either they're still alive, or we talk to them once a month still. We're not going to get what we needed, what we wanted, maybe a future you had planned with people, anybody. And so we begin to start to accept this and accept people for who they are, instead of doing this, going, I hope they'll change. They were nice once. I hope they're going to be nice again. I hope they're going to be healthy. I hope they're going to quit their addictions and stuff like this. So it's a real evaluation that is necessary. How do you get past this? Well, keeping people in our lives and around us that cause this stress, that we have past experiences with, that we need to heal from, keeping them in our lives will just keep making it worse. So what I recommend to most people, and in situations like this, is step back, step away from your family for a while. Take some time, okay? Let them know. Tell them, I'm taking some time away from the family. It's causing me a lot of stress, and I'm trying to recover from past experiences that have caused me too much stress. So take some time to get away from them altogether. Boom. Put a time limit on it if you want. I need a month. I need 3 months. I need 6 months away. And it doesn't matter if they're okay with it or not okay with it. It's your choice, Anne. Okay? And you're going to have family members, especially with addictions and stuff like this, not be okay with it. And a lot of codependency here. And there's going to probably be a lot of people that depended on you to be there when they call, or when they need help, or just someone to listen to them, or give them money, whatever it is you do for these people. But take some time, get away from them. And it helps really to stand outside. And it helps to see things for how bad they really are. And it helps you to start, if there is some codependency here, if maybe you're dependent on them a little bit, and it kind of breaks that, and you start becoming more interdependent for yourself and doing things for yourself. And it may get a lot of stress out of your life and pressure that's just gone from all this source of people. So best thing I can recommend is take a break. Emotionally, distance yourself, okay? And tell them, let them know. If they don't respect it, then it's, don't ever contact me again, because you got some serious problems here with this family. I'd imagine a lot of codependency and addictions, and not very healthy, pretty toxic. So, and step away from them. Talk to somebody about all of this. Have a professional that you see every single week, and you get all these feelings and all these thoughts out, and you have a different perspective from somebody else that can help you. But we need to heal from our past. I mean, imagine the reason this is so hard is because of your past with them. How you interacted with each one of them for so long. And you may have some past experiences that you need to heal from. And you may not be able to do that with them. So taking time, standing out of any relationship you're in, stepping back, saying, I need some time to think, is always the best thing to do. I could tell you example after example after example in my own life, especially in the last 10 years or so, where I've learned to manage relationships better by simply standing back and saying, I don't know yet. This is too soon. I'm going to take some time to think about it. Things kind of work out on their own this way. If you have very codependent family and you try to step back like this, you might see a different side of them. You'll see that they were dependent on you, that they do need you like that. And not being there for the people that need you, not being there for enough time, they stop depending on you. And you might do the same. And it just really helps clear our perspective of what's going on, get another perspective with a professional that you talk to, and then start learning how to have healthy relationships. The most important, and the most important. We can heal from our past relationships, but if we don't really learn, we continue to do it. We continue to have toxic people in our life. We don't know how to manage these relationships or have healthy boundaries, stuff like this. And there are goals in relationships, emotional needs. They must be met, okay? And that's how those relationships add comfort. And when they're not met, that's how they add stress. And when we have no relationships, that's stress, okay? Lots to do, lots to learn and work on and talk about. And then that's how we have success. I hope that helps, Anne. I'm sorry for your toxic family. But step one, get away from them, okay? Create some emotional distance. Good luck. Keep asking questions. Nate from North Carolina. Hi, Nate. When I was 17, me and my girlfriend of 2 years at the time got caught sexually exploring each other. Now she's your fiance. Wow. I wonder how old you are, Nate. My narc mom walked in on us No knocking or anything. After this happened, my mom bashed me and shamed me and made me feel like I'm a terrible person. That's pretty awful. I'm sorry. It took me a long time to realize I am not a terrible person for being a normal teenager. That's right. She threatened to tell people. This made me feel more ashamed. But I am 21 now. Okay, you're 21. That was 4 years ago. And my brother is 17, and he got caught with a used pregnancy test, and my parents laughed and joked about it. Why are we treated so differently? Well, first of all, what your mother is doing is awful. It's nasty, nasty abuse. Neglect is abuse. So she's neglecting all your emotional needs, period, which means she's been doing that your whole life. This isn't something that just starts when you're 17. Okay? It starts when we're born. So you have emotional neglect. You don't have any emotional security with your mom. There's no emotional connection. There's no emotional attention. There is, all of it. All your needs. She's making sure she's neglecting them, and that's abuse. But the shaming is just awful. The threats of just making you feel like a horrible person, and then wants to exploit that and go tell other people so she can get attention and people can feel sorry for her and all this other crap. Your mom is very, very sick, extremely sick, and I would get far, far away from her. Big time. Now, the reason they treat children differently is look up family dynamics, especially narcissistic family dynamics. I've made videos about this. Feel free to go find them. All year this year, I've made several videos about this. So I don't know where you're at in your family dynamic, and dynamics can change too. So maybe you're the golden child because you're older. Maybe they always pressured you and expected the absolute perfection, and you can't ever mess up, and then bam, you did. So all of the pressure was on you to succeed, and now in her mind, you failed. And this all has to do with narcissistic parents. Instead of a child allowing them to be their own authentic self, the child isn't merely an extension of them. So I'm guessing that you two, her children, are extensions of herself. She believes she owns you and doesn't want you to be your true authentic person. And maybe you are the one that was supposed to be perfect and have perfect grades and look good and be healthy and sports and whatever. But here you are messing around doing something she doesn't want you to do. And being an extension of herself, she carries a ton of shame. Your mother hates herself big time. Okay? So she's projected this hate. You're the extension, and she says, this is the part I hate about myself, and I'm going to throw it all onto Nate and let Nate deal with it because I can't. And if Nate's the bad person, that leaves me being a good person. Your brother, now I don't know what the dynamics are of your family, but there's something to that. And then your brother is something different. So maybe you came out as everything that she hates about herself, and your brother's everything she loves about herself or likes or can accept. Or maybe it's the other way around. Not enough information here for me to know. Feel free to elaborate and tell me some more details, Nate. But I'm really sorry for that experience. I'm glad that you're learning and growing from it and not letting it shame you anymore. But stay away from your mom. She's awful. And I'm sorry. I hate to tell people their parents are not great people, but this is disgusting to do to your own child. Your mom should be protecting you and never allowing anyone else to do something like that to you, let alone being in the source doing that to you. Lots of stuff to heal from and grow from and learn from, Nate. And we need to learn how to have happy, healthy relationships. You've had a poor example of what a woman is, what a wife is, what a mom is. Very poor. So I hope that's not what you're finding out there, is women like that, okay? Good luck, Nate. It's really good that you're so young. People your age really bounce back and heal really well from this stuff, if that's encouraging at all. Next one is Jennifer in Nevada. Hi, Jennifer. Wanted to first thank you. Your Q&A videos and the coaching session I had with you has really helped in my healing. Well, thank you very much for saying that, Jennifer. After a 20-year marriage and being out now almost 5 years, I'm finally feeling healed. More therapy was needed. As you always say, talking helps. My question in therapy, I found that a lot of my family has some very toxic traits. I already knew of obvious trauma, but I feel almost guilty admitting that some people I really love and look up to are also quite toxic. I've had to set boundaries and even distance myself in order to keep my peace and put my mental health first. I feel bad doing so, lots of guilt. I found even keeping chronically negative people around me to be so draining. My circle has shrunk a bit. Is this typical? How do you get past the guilt in putting your own needs first? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm finally going to enjoy the holidays. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I'm glad you're able to enjoy your holidays. Well, understanding this helps. And I've made videos about this too. Okay, feel free to look them up, Jennifer. Understanding all of this helps. Why do I feel guilty? And this starts in childhood. And typically this means that more narcissistic parenting, like I was just telling Nate, and you are there for the family. And so Jennifer isn't allowed to better her life. You know, I mean, how can you blame anybody for wanting to better your life, to find and explore the world and seek out some joy, some happiness in life? Your family doesn't like that. Your family depends on you and needs you. And so you've been trained to be there for them, okay? And so identifying what those are, identifying what did they need from you? What were they dependent on you for? That helps, okay? Time helps with guilt. Guilt's a lot different than shame. And we can heal guilt with time. We can apologize. We can talk to the person. We can do our punishment if we felt like we did something wrong. And just having friends is huge. Having friends helps alleviate guilt, believe it or not. Is this common? Yes. We have problems with relationships, and we have toxic people, toxic family. That means we have toxic friends, toxic boyfriends, toxic girlfriends in our life. And this is a pattern that repeats until we heal from it. And so when we first find out and discover what's going on, and then, oh my gosh, I have toxic people in my life, my relationships aren't healthy. And so we start to examine and evaluate our relationships with people. And we start seeing things more clear. Oh, my friend uses me for this stuff. Oh, I have somebody that's in and out of my life whenever they feel like it. They use me. They've lied to me. Things like this. And we can't put up with it anymore. We can't tolerate it anymore. Our self-worth is rising. And that's really what it's about. Trauma lowers our self-worth. Abuse, neglect, all lowers our self-worth. So we're going out in the world trying to start relationships with people with really low self-worth. And that's what we find, other people with low self-worth. Okay? As we make decisions that are better for us, our self-worth starts to climb. As we say, I don't want this person in my life. I accept them for who they are. They're toxic. They're not healthy. They have addictions, whatever it is. And I'm not judging them. I accept them. I don't want to change them. I'm not going to hope that they'll change. I'm not going to try and get them into counseling. I'm not going to give them advice, unwanted advice every day. I'm just going to say that Mary here, you know, is toxic, and she is addicted to alcohol and drinks every day, and she's abusive, and she's not very apologetic. I am going to accept her for who she is, but I'm not going to accept her in my life. And our circles get smaller and smaller and smaller. And that is something that happens anyways in life. Just to let you know, Jennifer, as we get older, we're in high school, we're kids, right? And we've got 100 friends. And as we grow older, we care more about quality friendships. Quality. And it's very hard to maintain and manage 100 friends, 100 friendships. I would love to have 100 friends. That'd be wonderful. But I can't give them what they need. They can't give me what I need out of those relationships. And so they may estrange and grow apart. And then we end up, as we get older, we might only have 2, 3, 4 really, really good friends. And that's what we need, more than 100 friends that aren't there for us. Okay? And so that in itself is normal, typical, okay? But when you add the traumatic and abusive relationships, it makes it worse. And we can end up, you know, not having anybody in our life. That's very typical too after these relationships. We you know, the abuser kind of surrounds us and isolates us and doesn't like your family and wants them out of here, and picks on your friends, doesn't like them. Your friends doesn't like your relationship, doesn't like your partner, and takes off. You are becoming more and more sick in these relationships, and the other relationships in your life become more and more difficult to manage. Okay, and they start losing. By the time this relationship is over, in 5 years, 10 years, we may realize that our family's toxic anyways. They're not there for us, don't support us, and we are in the worst situation in our lives where we feel absolutely horrible, and there's no one there for us, no one to help us. Okay, very typical. And so we hire help and learn how to have good, healthy relationships that will serve us so we can start having more people in our life again and replacing old toxic people with new, healthier ones. But we got to raise our self-worth. Thank you. Nessa from the United Kingdom. Hello, Nessa. Would a covert narcissist love bombing be more subtle? If so, could you give an example, please? Great varied video again, David. Thank you, Nessa. Give you examples of covert narcissist love bombing. Well, I mean, you know, I see a lot of people describe love bombing in the first place, and it's just, oh my God, you're so amazing. I love that word, amazing. You'll hear that more. You'll hear people tell you that you're amazing, and other people are amazing. I don't know, Nessa. I guess more subtle love bombing, would be not so emotional, but maybe little things like, just kind of listening to you talk about your work, and they kind of say, they're always got your side. They're never going to challenge you. They're never going to have you question yourself in the beginning. So if you're saying something about work, they'll say, oh, they don't deserve you. You're better than that. They need you. Subtle, right? Subtle. And it's anything that you're saying, they're always going to go for you on your side, which is great. It's supportive. But, what if somebody in your life, a friend, says it does something wrong to another person, and they just keep going over and over it again, trying to get you to confirm or validate that they're right? I don't do that. I mean, I only tell my friends or answer questions that they ask me if they want advice. And I'll say, well, maybe you could have handled that better. Maybe if you just didn't react right away, maybe it wouldn't have gone this far, this too much. But the covert narcissist love bombing is going to say, oh, no, you're always right. No, they're totally wrong. They're in the wrong. I would get them out of your life. You deserve better. I mean, you're great. You're always there for me. I'm sure you're always there for other people. And if they can't, basically kiss your butt, then get rid of them. I think that's kind of a subtle love bombing, because the more love bombing I'm used to is, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so perfect. You're amazing. I love your hands. I love your face. I love the way you talk. I love the way you write, how you just handled yourself right there. Oh my God, don't stop right there. That look. Yep, just like that. Oh my God, you're just beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're amazing. So the more subtle would be, never calling you out, always confirming what you believe is true about yourself, or always sticking up for you no matter what, right? No matter what you've done, no matter what you've said, no matter what you haven't done or said, always sticking up for you and always saying you're number one, which is great and supportive, but it's not reality, right? I think having friends sometimes call us out a little bit really helps us be better people, doesn't it? Thank you, Nessa. I don't know if that helps, but I couldn't really think of too many differences that differentiate overt and covert love bombing. But that's one way. And don't forget, the covert uses the poor me victim mentality. And so they'll need you, and then whenever you do something for them, massive reward. That's kind of another one. Okay. 2 candles. Don't know where you're from. And it says, excuse me, Mr. DeMars, can you please do a video about losing friends and family and any respect they had for you to this narcissist abuse? They don't understand, and I had to isolate myself from them, and they just pushed me away and thought I was crazy. Well, that's nasty. That's nasty, nasty, nasty family, isn't it? I don't care who it is. Anyone that does to you in this world is nasty. When you're down, they shove you and kick you more and call you crazy. That's great. Now you're starting to understand why you are here. You're starting to understand why you have these relationships with other toxic people, because you've had relationships with toxic family, and that was the first ones that we learned from. So your family can kick you to the side, kick you to the curb, kick you while you're down, and call you crazy, but they're the ones who made this happen. So all the toxic boyfriends and friends or whoever you've had in your life all stems from your toxic family. You don't need them. You need emotional needs met, and they're not going to do that for you. So you don't need them, okay? We don't need people. We have emotional needs that must be met through relationships with people, and there are billions. So we don't need the ones that neglect it and abuse us. This is awful. It's nasty. I mean, it confirms and concretes and solidifies the illusion we had growing up. And bad therapists can do this too. You can have family tell you it's your fault and all this, and if you do something for us, you're a good boy. And this goes back to Nate too. You're a good boy or good girl for doing what we ask of you, what we need you to do for us. And anything you do for yourself is selfish and bad. Bad. You can't go do anything for yourself and have fun and find joy and be successful in anything. That doesn't help us or serve us. And now you're not the person that they depend on and rely on. So the second you are doing bad, gone. I've had countless friends that I've done everything for them, always there for them, always reply, always pick them up and whatever it needs to. And the second David is down, gone. The second David, it might take a couple years to where, I'm down, having a bad day or something. Go on, split. Not there for you. They think I'm a dense, lovesick, selfish idiot. Okay? Well, screw people's opinions. And why surround yourself with people like that have nasty, disgusting, judgmental opinions about people? I'm really sorry. Get help, okay? Get somebody there for you to talk about all this stuff with and learn how to keep these people away from you because they're not helping you. They're not supporting you. They won't meet any of your needs. It'll cause nothing but stress. And if there's something valuable that you still want to keep, you want to talk to one of these family members every once in a while, you can do that, but learn how to do that. Don't just do it. Because we have not learned how to have successful relationships. We have not learned how to have healthy boundaries or anything. So trying to do that with them is going to be impossible until you learn how. Take some time away from them and start to, find out what you want from them, if anything. I'm sorry. Good luck. That seems to be the theme in today's video. Jennifer from the United Kingdom. Hello, Jennifer. David, can you talk about how relaxation techniques help our minds and how it works on us? Thank you, David. Yeah, stress means that our brain is overactive, okay? And I've used the term chemical imbalance. So here's just generally what's going on. We have several different stress chemicals that are being sent throughout our body to help us fight stress. And this makes our brain really hypervigilant. And over time, it causes anxiety and depression because those are the chemicals that are being overactive, stress chemicals. And naturally, our nervous system will then release feel-good hormones, 4 of them, and that helps calm us down right after the threat is over. But we never ended the threat. Over and over and over again, we've sat in stress, so we keep getting pumped more stress chemicals, and that part of our brain actually swells, our amygdala. And then the part of our brain that sends calming chemicals, hormones, in the frontal lobe here, it starts to shrink and not work as well, and we don't get those chemicals anymore. And so what we need to do is relax our brain so there's no more hypervigilance. We need to calm down so we get better sleep and the anxiety goes away. And so any relaxation techniques that we can do, like working out, walking, talking, cooking, meditating, any of these things to just help calm our brain down. That's what we need to do first, because your brain isn't trusting you. Your brain is looking for danger under, every rock, around every corner. And we always are expecting the worst, especially when it's good. It's like, oh, it's going to be bad. And so we need to eliminate stress from our life and try to calm our brains down. Calming our brains down helps less stress chemicals being released, okay? And we have less anxiety, less depression, we're less hypervigilant. And calming ourselves down increases the flow of serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, all 4 of them. And so that's what it's doing. It's actually doing something chemically. It's a chemical process. And it just is so healthy for us. I never realized how good meditation was. I've heard about it. I accepted that it was good for us. I've tried it. But then I really understood in the last couple of years just how beneficial it is. It's amazing. Helps us feel like we're more in control of our lives. It helps relax and calm us so there's less stress chemicals. We get better sleep. We can digest food better. Headaches and stomach aches and problems like that may go away. It just isn't. We have to do it. We have to do it. It's a timeout for our brain to hopefully relax. Thank you, Jennifer. And Monica, don't know where you're from. Sorry, Monica. Let us know where you're from next time. When they ghost and don't hoover, they're with their new supply. I have a feeling that they know we're secretly hurting, but only come back when we've moved on. It's like they're psychic. Am I right? Well, I'm not going to tell you you're not psychic. I don't know that. But yeah, there's a pattern. The relationship you had with your narcissist caused you a bunch of stress, maybe even a stress disorder. It causes them stress too, massive stress. And so they leave, they discard you, they ditch you, or you did it to them, and they're on to somebody else. The problem is they can't have functional relationships with anybody. The problem is they haven't really grieved the loss of you. And so they take all this into their new relationship, which won't work. And it can usually typically take about 6 months for these people to hoover you, to contact you again and try to rekindle or restart something. Because the relationship that they had for the last 6 months is failing. Because they can't always get what they need from anybody. And then somebody can keep trying, but it doesn't last. So typically about 6 months they contact you. They know that they've screwed you up and you're a mess right now. They don't have empathy. They don't know how it feels and they don't care. But they know that you're no good for them right now. So they put you on the shelf and they go find somebody else. And then that doesn't work out. And they're still thinking about you because they never grieved. They never looked at themselves and introspected and said, oh God, this relationship. They just blame you for being bad and go on to somebody else. And then when that somebody else doesn't work out, they think about you and they contact you for whatever they needed from you, whatever they got from you. And this typically is about 6 months. And in that 6 months, you may already start feeling a lot better. And they feel like they can contact you again. And you're not a total crying, sobbing, mess anymore. You're okay to play with again. Take you off the shelf, dust you off a little bit, and let's have fun again. But I can see how you would think that they know it's the right time. But that's generally the time for everybody. It's usually about 6 months. And that's typically when any relationship, the pink cloud starts to dissolve. And we really are faced with who are we, what are we doing, things like this in this relationship. What kind of relationship do we have? About 6 months. Anna from Paris. Yep, Paris. Hello, last time you told me that perhaps my friends has a dependent personality disorder. And I just want to clarify, I didn't tell you that I think they have that. You asked me, if I remember right, you can correct me, but you asked me, why do people accept being abused all the time? And that's like the only way, you said something to the effect that that's like the only way they can live. They have to be abused all the time. And I just said, well, there are people like that out there. And there's also a personality disorder called dependent personality disorder, where there's, their life is not okay unless they're being abused. Pretty sad. But that's all I was saying. I was not even insinuating that your friends have this. And I couldn't do that and wouldn't do that. You said, I suspect also that my dad has the same. And I doubt all these people that you're talking about have this disorder. They might be borderline. They might be some other disorder. Okay? I think these are people who rather don't hurt others, but they hurt themselves. And it hurts to watch it, honestly. Of course it does. How long can you sit and watch somebody hit themselves in the head, right? That you care about, at least. I don't want to reject them, but sometimes it's so difficult to communicate. Can you give me some advice? How can I talk to them? Which subject I can touch, which I cannot? It's rather delicate. I don't want to hurt them, but I don't want to abandon them either. Yet they afraid of that the most. They're afraid of abandonment the most. It sounds really borderline. And now you're going to say, I told you that your family's all borderline now. Just traits. Okay. Definitely get help, Anna. Talk to somebody about all of this stuff. Create some emotional distance with them. And when you're talking to them, Anna, we can't totally change who we are for others. That's very important to know that. You can't compromise what you value. You can't ignore and numb and not express your feelings. You can't be okay with not getting what you need or what you want or even telling your opinion. Then there's no relationship. Okay? None. And there's no reason to try to have one and fake it. Okay? It won't serve you. It'll cause you stress, period. So be yourself, Anna. Tell them how you feel. Ask for what you need and what you want. And always show what you value, those morals that you value. Be honest. Be respectful. Things like this. They can't handle it. That's their problem, not yours. We don't tiptoe and walk around on eggshells for other people because of their mental health problems that they don't fix. Okay? It's like, that's kind of the difference between a lot of disorders and personality disorders. It's a lot of people, we all have some disorder possibly, right? And I can have problems and I can say, these are my problems and I own it. And I let people know and I'm sorry if I did something wrong, tell me and I'll try to stop. But personality disorder, nah. Everyone, could be 50 people in their life, all trying to do something for them, to live a certain way that they want them to. And we don't do that. It's their problem, not yours, Anna. And you just be true to yourself, ask for what you need and want, tell them how you feel, and always show what you value, and give your opinion. If they don't like it, then the relationship's over, Anna. It's over. Or Anna, it's over. Okay? We have to acceptance, accept people for who they are, accept that the relationship won't work, and we don't accept them in our lives any longer. But that's very general. You know, I don't know individually, each person, each relationship you have. See a professional, please, please. And learn, because this is a learning process on how to have better relationships in the first place. And the first thing we need to know is keep ourselves safe and secure, and that's by having healthy boundaries. It sounds like you're struggling with that, Anna, okay? So learn boundaries, learn what healthy relationships look like, seek a professional and talk to them about this so you can have help navigating through all this. It can be very difficult if we don't know. Thank you, Anna. Mammy Music says, a chemical imbalance? Man, that is so completely outdated, especially regarding PTSD and c-ptsd. Wow. Unsubbed. Sorry. Well, I don't know why you have to unsub and say sorry. That doesn't make sense. Why do you feel sorry about unsubbing from me? That's fine. A chemical imbalance is exactly what it is. Okay? And you said outdated. You didn't give me the updated term. So I'll give it to you. How about, would you prefer monoamine or biogenic amine? Because it says right here, chemical imbalance is a popular translation of the monoamine or biogenic amine theory of depression. And I just explained to the person last time, and I've made a couple of videos of explaining this process, of what it is. It's a chemical imbalance, and that's just a general term, really. And it says right here, popular. I know it's old. I know it's been used for a very long time for people like schizophrenics, depression, obsessive compulsive, things like this. But it's what it is. And I think learning about what our problem is and what's going on in our brain can help heal us and understand what we need to do and what we need. Okay? So that's okay that you unsub from my channel. But, you know, it's interesting. That's the only time I've ever had a comment from you. Just negative. And I've made entire videos about this, even in the title. So you're not watching all my videos either. So it's okay. Okay. Let's see. I think there's one. And Pope says, When Loving You Is Killing Me is a very good book. You can't remember the author. And I tried to look it up, and all I saw was a song like that. And then I found a book, When Pleasing You Is Killing Me, by a doctor named Les Carter. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Pope, but thank you. Let me know if you can, okay? And that's it, guys. Thank you very much. That's it for this week's question and answer video. Please keep asking questions down below. Pop in, say hi, tell us your location, okay? Anybody that wants coaching from me, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Thank you very much. Love yourself first. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.